It's only a kick, a jump, a block. It's only a serve. It's only a tackle, a run. It's only for the fans. After all, it's only pressure. You got this. Adidas.
Why take one vacation with the family when you could take all of them? With Royal Caribbean, you don't just go to the beach. You visit a private island and race down the tallest water slide in North America. You don't just go for a road trip. You ATV and zip line through the jungle. You don't just go somewhere new. You rappel down waterfalls and discover ancient temples. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Jason Kelly.
From Bloomberg, this is The Deal. Each week, you'll hear us in conversation with business icons.
This show will explore deal-making across sports, media, and entertainment.
That is a harsh lesson in business.
Sports is not as simple as bringing a bunch of big names together.
I didn't want to do another stomp you out speech.
It opened up so many more doors.
The show is called The Deal.
Listen to The Deal.
Listen to The Deal on Spotify.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome back, Ram fans. This is Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are proud members of the Fans First Sports Network. That's fansfirstsports.com. You can also follow us on YouTube. Our channel is at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. You'll hear from my co-host, Tom, on occasion as well. Hey, we're not Rams insiders. We're just longtime fans who love talking about our Los Angeles Rams. Let's get to it. Episode 447, and I'm going to kick things off by talking about one of my favorite players from back in the 80s, number 47, cornerback Leroy Irvin. Man, he was a stud back in the day. Drafted in the third round, the 70th pick overall in the 1980 draft out of the University of Kansas. Went on to play the entire 1980s for the Rams, 1980 to 1989. Finished his career with the Lions, but with the Rams, named first team All-Pro 3 times in 81, 82, and 86, and second team All-Pro in 1985. Third all-time in interceptions for the Rams with 34, and also second in punt return yardage with over 1,400 yards. But often overlooked, Rams had some really good teams in the 1980s, and Leroy Irvin was a big part of it. My number 47 for our Los Angeles Rams. Hey, a couple of notes before we get to the primary focus of this episode, which is player focuses. Player foci? Wanted to say foci. Sounds so pretentious though. Player focuses. One note, a programming note. Schedule release is May 15th. Now, we're going to try to get a schedule show out that night if possible. Maybe leaning on the roundtable gang to get that done, but look for that eventually. Now, that evening, one of my favorite Ram YouTubers, someone I've collaborated with a couple of times, Peo Time, the Canadian Ram fan, is live streaming the show as it's released, trying to get a bunch of YouTube personalities on there. Hopefully some of the roundtable guys can join and encourage you to join as well. Peo Time does a great job. Lots of fun. Think you'll enjoy it. The other note I wanted to share is I wanted to give a shout out to a nice article I stumbled across on clutch points by Enzo Flojo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. The gist of his article, 3 free agents the Rams should still consider signing. And as I mentioned, free agency is not over. We've talked about that quite a bit. The first guy Enzo called out was the great Green Bay tackle David Bakhtiari. He's still out there. He has struggled through some injuries recently, but when he's healthy, man, he has proven himself to be one of the best offensive linemen in the league. Does he still have it? Not sure, but if the Rams are comfortable with his medicals, might not be a bad pickup. My only concern is this an embarrassment of riches as far as the backup offensive line goes? Do we have too many valid backups at that position with Noteboom still on the roster? Unless Bakhtiari has a shot at being our new left tackle, our starting left tackle, but I don't see that happening. But I certainly wouldn't be opposed to adding Bakhtiari to this roster. The other guy he talked about was Charles Leno Jr., former Bears and Commanders tackle. He's still out there as well. Enzo points out that Leno is reliable and durable. That's what we need, and that might be a more sensible pickup than Bakhtiari, actually. We just need guys that stay healthy. And the third guy is perhaps the most intriguing, wide receiver Hunter Renfrow. He would undoubtedly be a great fit for this offense. The guy Raiders fans were saying is the next Cooper Kupp. I think some even said he was better. But nonetheless, he is a very talented guy. Not sure about his blocking ability, though. Ben Skowronek moving on. We've added Jordan Whittington, obviously. We have Demarcus Robinson and Tutu Atwell. Not sure if there's room right now, but as Enzo points out, it really is thin production-wise after the top 2. Demarcus Robinson kind of on the fence there. I love him as a number 3 guy. Hunter Renfrow would be something to be excited about. So I think Enzo's list is pretty good, actually. Adding tackle depth and replenishing our wide receiver room even a little bit more. Can't be opposed to that.
Why take one vacation with the family when you could take all of them? With Royal Caribbean, you don't just go to the beach. You visit a private island and race down the tallest water slide in North America. You don't just go for a road trip. You ATV and zip line through the jungle. You don't just go somewhere new. You rappel down waterfalls and discover ancient temples. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Jason Kelly.
From Bloomberg, this is The Deal. Each week, you'll hear us in conversation with business icons.
This show will explore deal-making across sports, media, and entertainment.
That is a harsh lesson in business.
Sports is not as simple as bringing a bunch of big names together.
I didn't want to do another stomp you out speech.
It opened up so many more doors.
The show is called The Deal.
Listen to The Deal.
Listen to The Deal on Spotify.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper? A woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver. I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hey, we haven't done a player focus in a while. I got 3 here for you. We're going to start by taking a close look at our new running back, Boston Scott. And then we're going to take a look at 2 linebackers together, both of them trying to make this 53-man roster. Let's start off with Boston Scott. 5'7", 195. Kind of fits the mold of the Rams' new running back model. Out of Zachary, Louisiana, he was a weightlifting champion in high school. Played his football at Louisiana Tech. Senior year, had 1,301 yards of total offense. That's 108 yards per game. Also returned kicks. He was selected by the Saints in the 6th round of the 2018 draft. 6 picks after the Rams selected Sebastian Joseph Day. 4 picks before the Rams selected linebacker Trevon Young. And 25 picks after the Rams selected running back John Kelly. Initially made the Saints' 53-man roster, but was waived right before the season started and added to the practice squad. Signed off the Saints' practice squad by the Eagles in December of that year. Started to make his mark in the 2019 season. On December 9th, had 10 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown against the Giants in an overtime win. Also had 6 catches for 69 yards. In Week 17 against the Giants again, finished with 19 carries for 54 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also caught 4 passes for 84 yards. So you can see he's got some versatility in his game. Can run the ball, can catch the ball, can return kicks. And those 2 games against the Giants earned him the name in Philadelphia as the Giant Killer. In that second game against the Giants, he was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Did it again in 2020, had a game-winning catch from Carson Wentz in a 22-21 win against the, you guessed it, the Giants. Had 92 total yards in that game, also returned punts. Ended up starting 4 games for the Eagles while Miles Sanders was out. Ended up with 80 carries for 374 yards and 1 rushing touchdown to go along with 25 receptions for 212 yards. So in all, played in 75 games for the Eagles plus 8 playoff games. In the regular season, averaged 4.3 yards per carry and had 16 TDs. And in the playoffs, 22 carries, 120 yards, and 3 TDs. So yet another running back that can find the end zone for our Rams. And of course, he has that extensive return experience. 66 returns for over 1,500 yards. That's over 22 yards per return. So the Rams might be killing 2 birds with 1 stone here, adding some running back depth, but also adding a guy that could answer their return game question. We've been discussing that for quite a while on Rams Up. What are the Rams going to do with this return game? They got to do something, especially with new rules. The fair catch approach is not going to cut it anymore. Boston Scott could very well be the answer. And I think he makes this roster at the expense of, well, we'll get into that another day. My next player focus, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to do 2 for 1 here. 2 linebackers trying to make this Rams team, Olakunle Fatukasi and Omar Speights. Now, I don't mean to suggest that these guys are similar. They're really not. The only thing they have in common is they're trying to win a spot on this roster as potentially the 4th linebacker. And if they are going to be successful, they're going to have to be a really strong special teams player. Hey, and maybe one of these guys really steps up and pushes Christian Roseboom for the job as that number 2 linebacker. Right now, I see them as competing for that 3rd or 4th linebacker spot. Troy Reeder, Jake Hummel, and these 2 guys all in a fight. And clearly, Hummel and Reeder have a leg up, but maybe these guys have something in store for us. So I'll do a little comparison of both these guys as we walk through. Fatukasi, he's been around a little bit, was with the Buccaneers in 2022, the Broncos as well, and then spent some time with the Patriots and Chiefs. Didn't get a lot of action. I think he has 7 career tackles, and then now with the Rams. He was named second and third team Big Ten in his time at Rutgers. Omar Speights, 23 years old. He was first team All Pac-12 with Oregon State in 2022, and then moved over to LSU. Fatukasi, a bigger linebacker, 6'1", 241. Speights, 6 feet, 230. If I had one line to share about Fatukasi, he's an old school linebacker, fundamentally sound, really good instincts, a bit of a thumper, but he can play on the outside as well. Speights, not flashy, but figures out what his role is and gets it done. Showed some of this on our UDFA segment. Both of them solid linebackers, though. What did they have nice to say about Fatukasi? Good tackler, great hand use. Speights, just reliable and consistent. The cons on Fatukasi, not a great athlete, has some limitations in coverage. Hey, 241 pounds, you'd expect that. And Speights, even though he's more mobile, a little bit better athlete, not great in space, breaking down, making tackles. So you start to think that maybe Fatukasi is the better run stopper. Speights, a little more versatile. Tell him what his job is and he'll try to get it done. So in summary, Fatukasi potential has your base inside linebacker on rundowns, probably. Speights, good downhill run stopper. Not great in space, but if you tell him he's got to cover somebody, he'll do a decent job. A little bit more athletic. And I checked in with Paul Walia to ask for, hey, who would you compare both of these guys to put it into perspective, and not saying these guys are going to be as good or comparable to these players, just the same style. And what we came up with for Fatukasi is Mike Jones, who came in almost exactly the same height and weight. So if you're looking for a guy to make a game-saving tackle in a Super Bowl, Fatukasi's your guy, apparently. Speights, Walia pulled a name out of his hat that I had forgotten about. Dexter Coakley, who had a really good career with the Cowboys and then played with the Rams for 2 years. Very similar player and similar size. Only 5'10", close to the same weight though. So there you have it, 2 linebackers pressuring Troy Reeder and Jake Hummel for a spot on this roster. They're going to have to prove they can play special teams unless they really stand out in camp and pressure for a true backup role on this roster, and or dare I say, even that number 2 linebacker spot. Christian Rosebroom will have a lot to say about that. That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.